Hey everybody, I'm Mike,
And I'm Vic.
and you're watching METS
Matt
in
in
Florida.
Florida.
How you
How you
doing,
doing,
Vic?
Mike? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, except not liking this horrible, display of hitting that we've
All those
seen
good
tonight.
feelings from last night were gone.
Out the window. Out the window.
It's amazing.
And all those
Only we
people,
can do that.
I actually seen some comments of some people saying, "Hey, we don't have to make a trade. Dom is back." And JD, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, right?
On
I was
one
like,
game.
that one night does not make a season. They've had essentially two halves of two different seasons to show us nothing. So,
Yeah.
Great for the
One
trade
win doesn't
value.
make a season, one loss doesn't make a season, but you gotta be even keeled.
Yep.
You gotta look
And
at the whole picture.
and just kind of looking at we'll touch on it on this game later, but let's get to the big
Do we
story
have to?
today. Yeah. Yeah, really.
So
Let's get
you had an interesting night tonight.
Yep,
What did you do tonight?
I got to see Jake
Yeah.
at Jackie Robinson Stadium today.
Oh, is that what they call it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Daytona Tortugas play there. Used to be the Daytona Cubs, and now it's Tortugas.
Yeah.
And it was sold out.
Not surprised.
It seemed like it was wall-to-wall Met fans at the stadium. It was really interesting, and there's so many Met jerseys and all over the place. So we're gonna hopefully try to get that video up so people can kind of see a little bit.
Yeah, I do want to share. I was watching some.
Yeah.
Looked pretty good. You had a good angle too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he went 3 innings.
Yep.
3 hits allowed, 6 Ks. From what
No
I can
walks.
see, right? No walks. 1 extra base hit. It was a double, almost a home run, but it was and whoever that, I don't remember the minor leaguer who did it, but that made his year to do that off of Jake. But I can tell Jake was working on his changeup and slider.
No.
He was throwing a lot of them.
Yeah.
And usually when we see him, he's throwing a lot of fastballs, when he gets going. And sometimes we even say, come on, mix in something else. Don't just throw the fastball. We have seen games like that before.
Right.
This was like the complete opposite. He was throwing a lot of changeups, a lot of sliders. He might have mixed in a curveball in there once. I think I seen one. His fastball, he hit almost like same time, like 100. He did a couple of times, and a 101 he had. And he was
also doing some stuff in the lower 90s too, right?
Yeah, he didn't throw anything lower than 92.
Okay. But there was more variety this time in the velocity.
Yeah, it was, he definitely mixed in his breaking pitches much more than his fastball.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like he was just trying to get a feel for it. Now, from where I was sitting, I could not tell if he was hitting his spots or not.
Right.
But he didn't throw anything lower than 99 with his fastball. So he pretty much was 91. He was 99 to 101 the whole 3 innings that he pitched.
Yeah.
So, and he did get into a situation where it was a 1st and 3rd. I think it was a 1-out situation, and he struck out the next 2 guys.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, then he just.
He was always good at getting out of jams.
Yeah, which I kind of mentioned to my girlfriend who was watching the game with me. I was like, he's gonna K him. I was like, watch how he mixes the pitches, and he did. For those at bats, he was Jacob deGrom. He was pitching like it was a major league game. He mixed a slider, changeup, blew him away to a fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from what I was hearing on the SNY broadcast, after he left the game while you were still there, that he felt really good.
Yeah.
He felt pretty good still. So that's good.
It was. That's
the most important thing.
Yeah, he was free and easy. you know.
Yeah, he could throw. Look, he could throw hard again, as long as it's not forced or it's relaxing. That's the main
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, that was, you're watching, there's no wincing, there's no nothing, everything was good.
No grunt. You're not. It's not like you're watching Wimbledon with the grunting.
Yeah, no, nothing
Ah,
like that.
ah.
Yeah. You know, the other thing that I noticed,
Yeah.
it looks like the St. Lucie Mets are taking their lead from the Major League Mets because we got hit 4 times tonight.
Maybe they're telling them to get close to the plate.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the philosophy now.
I think 2 people got hit in the hand.
Yeah.
2 of our players got hit in the hand, and then the other 2, I think, were in the leg.
Yeah.
They did retaliate. And hit
Well,
one
that's
of their
good.
players in the leg. So I was like, yeah, I knew that
Yeah.
was gonna come.
Well, let me
And,
ask you, when did they get hit after Jake left, right?
No,
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 really?
no, we got hit, like, I think we got hit in the first inning.
Well, you knew Jake
And-
wasn't going to retaliate.
No, it wasn't.
Busy working on it because they wouldn't want that.
They don't want that, yeah. It didn't look intentional at all. It just looked like,
No.
A ball. They're still harnessing their
Yeah.
pitches,
No, that's fine.
So that was it. On a
Any
side
good hitter?
note,
Any hitting? Anybody stood out in the lineup today?
that's what I was about to say. Since Alex Ramirez got promoted to Brooklyn,
Yeah.
their best hitter, as I can see, is probably Santos. Very fast, very athletic.
That's the
only
name I was
thing-
thinking.
The only thing is, and I noticed with him and a couple of the hitters, they are big swingers.
Yeah.
They're not, I guess when you're in A ball, you're trying to put up those numbers, but not a lot of situational type hitting. It was just kind of going for the downs for what I can see. But you can see, I mean, there's talent there. There's some guys that there's talent, and you never know. It could be next year where some of these guys blossom.
We got some sleepers, I know. I think they did a really good job of starting to build that system more. There's more sleepers now. Was there a
Right.
pitcher today named Dominic Hamill?
Not today, no.
Because my friend, remember the one I told you that was in the press box for Game 7 in '86?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He was at Jake's first game last week, and he was talking about Dominic Hamill and how he had thrown at one point in the game. He threw 41 pitches, 33 strikes, and he only hit 90 plus once, but he's always in the zone. He's very consistent with his location, and he pitches to soft contact, so he's one of those. But you know who he was sitting like 2 seats away from in the stands was, remember Phil Regan,
Yes.
the vulture? He was
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
like 2 seats because my friend used to work for the Mets right here.
Okay.
For security,
Right.
and so he knew him already. But he was saying, like, the very first pitch that Jake threw, Phil Regan was like, "Geez, here we go."
Yeah.
But in a
it
good
was-
way, like, oh, here we go.
You
Like,
can you can hear the oohs and ahs
yeah,
in the crowd.
Yep.
And everybody, as soon as he threw a pitch, everybody's eyeballs went right to the scoreboard to see how fast he was
yeah,
throwing.
because
You
they
can
have it
see,
on
like,
there, right?
100, yeah, you can see it like 100, 101, and then you can see the difference once he came out of the game, and both pitchers were hovering, both for the Mets and for the Tortugas, they were hovering around 91.
Yeah,
The Mets have a really funky lefty. He's like, I don't know how to explain it. He's not, I guess you would say he's a side armor, but he doesn't drop down like a typical side armor that you've seen from the left side or the right. He's more upright, and he kind of just slings the ball. It's a wicked delivery. It looks a lot
like
faster.
3/4.
No, it's
Not even that.
not even that. It's very unique. From what I can see, I've seen lefties that drop down, and side armors, lefties and righties, and he didn't drop down. It's like his body is, if you can picture it, his body's more upright, but the arm is underneath. And it's almost like he's just slinging it.
That's
It's
weird.
it's very different, and it
The lefty?
shows he's a lefty, and it's when it comes out of his hand, it looks a lot faster than it really is because of the way he throws it. He was only hitting, I think he only hit like 92 was his top pitch, but he mixes it up. His changeup was it was in the mid 70s, but everything looked the same coming out of his hand. There was no,
Okay.
So
Know his name?
yes,
If I could look at the box score.
Askew, I think ASKEW.
Okay.
I think that's,
I want to see if I can find the box score.
yeah, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I think I know it's ASKEW, I believe. Tall, lanky lefty.
Okay.
Most of the players were lanky, but he was successful. He didn't give up a run. I don't think he gave up. Wait, did he? Yes, he did give up a run. He gave up a home run, but that was the only thing he gave up. But it was very different. But some of the guys that we have down there are very Ronnie Mauricio like.
Really?
Yeah, they're big swingers. They K a lot. They do get on base, but they got speed. Santos has like 45. He stole a base very
Los
fast.
Santos.
Yeah, he's got like 45 stolen bases. Very fast. And if they can teach him
SQ.
yeah. If they can teach
His
Santos
delivery's a little askew.
perfect.
Perfect name for him.
Perfect name for that.
Well, his ERA is 165.
Right.
He's doing
But I
something
think
right.
the big test will be once he gets a AA. Oh, I should say Brooklyn, because he's getting these strikeouts on deception.
I'm looking at his line tonight. 4 2/3, 4 hits, 1 run, 9 strikeouts,
Yeah.
1 walk. He gave up 1 home run.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah. If you look at it, you think, wow, this guy throwing really hard. He actually isn't. He's only throwing 92, but it's a really wicked kind of slingshot. That's the only way I could say
Deceptive.
it. Yeah, because it's like it comes out of his hand, looks like a fastball, and then it just dies there, and it's like 75, a changeup, and it's, yeah. So it's very different type arm. I don't know how that arm is gonna last.
Yeah.
The way he throws, because it's just right across his body, and it's you have to see it. I was gonna take video of him, but it just kind of eluded me.
This year he's 2-0, 1.65 ERA,
Yeah.
50 strikeouts in 32 and 2/3 innings, a
Right.
whip of 0.92. And for his minor league career, he's 4-0, 1.51, 64 strikeouts in 41 and 2/3 innings, and a whip of 0.89.
Yeah. So just let's see what he does at the next level.
Probably very raw, but yeah, no, that's good, man.
Yeah, that's very different, because we do have a couple of guys, AA, and some in AAA who can hit triple digits, but their strikeout numbers are not as impressive as SQ. But they are pitching at a higher level, so that's the other thing.
I'm telling you, we got some sleepers in there in the system now.
Yeah, what I can see, if they can teach Santos some discipline, he's a very exciting looking player.
Yeah, I see
If
that
they
he struck out a lot, but you could still tell if somebody's got potential.
So does Dominguez. Dominguez is kind of like an all or nothing hitter.
That name I've heard.
He's got a lot of power, but he strikes out a lot. So he's either hitting it over the wall or hitting it off the wall, or he's striking out. And I was watching his swings, and it's just kind of, it looked like a swing in case you hit it kind of swing. He swings from the heels on every pitch that he took a swing at. There was nothing trying to go the other way. Everything was trying to just kill it. And there was a lot of swing and miss in his game. So I don't know if they can fix it. he's got power, they got talent, but if they can fix that, then the coaching staff really earned
Yeah,
their
these kids are
key.
babies still, so they got
Yeah.
time, but you can see the raw talents there.
Yeah, there's raw talent there for
So let me
sure.
ask you this. Do you feel that since the new era, you see more of this now than you did in years past with the minor leagues?
I think so. I think in the past, there was more an emphasis on higher average contact, less strikeouts, kind of a projection of what they're gonna do in the major leagues. I mean,
More
I think
analytical
I
stuff.
started, yeah, I think I really started following the minor leagues around the time, this is going back, Generation K.
Yeah,
From that time, following the minors, from players that stuck out. I remember like Jay Payton stuck out to me at that time. I started like following from that point on, and I just especially followed David Wright and Reyes's minor league numbers, because
Yeah.
I actually seen them live here in Florida when they were with St. Lucie. So
yeah,
they both looked like major leaguers when they
standouts.
were in A-ball. It just
Right.
kind of, you could just tell these guys are major league players,
I just
but they
feel,
had contact.
yeah, I just feel like being here in this town where one of their affiliates is, I feel like there's more promise now than I've seen in a while as far as names
Yeah.
go. Like when I
Yeah.
hear Alex Ramirez and these guys, I haven't heard that in a while, like these
Right.
guys, watch for these guys,
Right. Which would be very interesting to see what they do in the draft this year.
the draft. And don't forget, pitching wise, we still got Matthew Allen coming back from Tommy John surgery.
Right.
He's
Right.
another one.
Right. If they can
People
get a
like
couple
that.
of more arms, high level, and they get some more hitters, because we got the kids coming up for the Dominican.
Yeah.
I've been looking at some of their numbers. The high pick that we had, Simon Juan, I think is
Yes,
his
yes,
name.
that's one of them.
He's getting the extra bases, and he's got, I think he got a couple of home runs already.
Yeah,
But he's only 16 years old.
he's a baby.
So
Telling you.
he is 16 years old. So, and there's a couple other guys who are right around his age, and I'm like, well, let's see what happens in the next level. Who earns the promotion to St. Lucie? That would be very interesting after the All-Star break. Who they think is ready to make that, because I remember seeing Alvarez when he was down there. I remember seeing those numbers, and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive. And there's some players down there that have impressive numbers right now. So who knows? Who knows? But they did say that they are impressed with some of the guys they have down there. So
Yeah, like I said, so there's more names I'm watching for now.
Mhm.
So with the time we have left, any commentary you want to make about tonight's game?
Horrible. I mean, the way I
Painful,
look at it
painful.
is like for the last month, maybe a little bit more, they stopped playing the type of ball that gave them the 20 games over. They stopped playing that ball. One of the things that we knew, we didn't have a lot of power, but what did they do? They got people on base. They moved them along. If it called to hit the other way and try to get a hit that way, and at worst, you move the guy, they did it. They're not doing it now. They're striking out. Some of these guys, it's the same culprits who are doing it. I don't know if they're trying to be heroes, but they're not playing that type of ball.
They're
It
not.
has nothing to do with they don't quit. They're not quitters.
No, you got to give them that. They never
not.
believe in
But that's all well and good. But you got to have
execute.
Yeah, you got to execute. It was like you could have all the drive in the world, but if you're not playing what worked, it's like if it ain't broke,
Yeah,
why? You really, it's like go with what worked before, and they're not.
they're not.
And I don't know, maybe they need a little. They
need a hit. They need something.
The way I look at the team is this team cannot match up with Atlanta and the Dodgers in the playoffs without making changes. They got to
I feel
add.
like we're really close, but
Yeah, yeah,
now let's just tweak it. We're that
yeah,
close.
yeah, because the Dodgers are deep in power. The Braves are deep,
Braves.
right? I don't have any qualms about us matching them as far as starting pitching. I think we have the advantage on them.
Yeah,
The
easily.
bullpen, probably a wash.
It
It's
is a
probably
wash.
even. I think we have a better closing than they do, but they have better
Middle
middle
guys.
relievers, than we do, or more consistent, maybe I would say.
Yeah.
Their lineup is better. It's
The
deeper.
lineup is better.
It's deeper than our, but that's when we have to get back to what we were doing before.
I think our defense is pretty good. The defense is not the
Our
issue.
defense is good. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think we can overtake them if we don't
Got
get
one area.
yeah, another dominant arm, another rubber arm, even if it means one of the guys coming back being the rubber arm in the bullpen. And we need, as I mentioned before, unless they can get a dynamite hitter in a DH spot, we might have to go two. And with Escobar,
I'm fine with that.
I kind of like Drury if we can get him without giving up too much to share some time at third base and
then get somebody else with him.
Yeah, third base, first base, and DH, and another hitter. If we can't get our number one target, which I don't know if it's Mancini, I don't know if it's Josh Bell, but I know a lot of people don't want Nelson Cruz. Not my first choice, but if I'm getting Drury and Nelson Cruz, and that's
You're
the
okay
best
with
I can
that.
do, I'm okay for now. Because the way I look at the minors, I was like, I don't see Vientos being ready.
People say he is, but I don't think he is.
I don't think he is. It's like he's got the power, but he'll have a game where he'll go the other way beautifully, put it over the park, and then the following day he'll strike out 3 times.
Yeah.
And we're trying to get a little bit more consistency.
We are.
Out of that, and I think Alvarez is struggling a little bit, but it's only been a few games, so it's not that big of a deal.
Vientos homered yesterday. I know that.
Yeah. Alvarez, I think he's got 2 RBIs, but only like 1 hit. He hasn't hit a home run yet.
No.
He's kind of like, once he gets that monkey off his back,
it's going to help.
The home runs will come.
I'm going to be honest with you too. I mean, other than like tonight, other than the obvious Escobar at bats and the bases loaded at bats where we didn't get, there's one at bat, I think, and I hate to say this because this guy's been wonderful all year, but you talk about the mental trying too much. Mm-hmm. When Lindor hit that home run to make it 4-2, and it was only 1 out, Pete was up next. Now, I'm not asking for Pete to hit a home run because he's not going to tie the game, but he's been really good with getting base hits, and he strikes out. I'm like, he looked like the momentum from the Lindor home run, he didn't take with him.
Yeah.
And then we did load the bases later, but by then it was already 2 outs. I mean, that Pete at bat would have been something.
I think
get on base,
I think when it gets to those things, I think Lindor's guilty of it. So is Alonso.
It is mental, though.
Yeah, I think sometimes there's certain, for whatever reason, Alonso had those 4 hits the other day.
Yeah.
And then you see this. And I just think sometimes he just puts too much pressure on himself and doesn't relax up there.
Yeah, because they got all the talent in the world. That's not and it's funny, like
you
with Escobar, I see Escobar going on a power surge again, like in the second, like later in the second. I could see it.
Right.
But he needs to take the pressure off of him.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that we've seen it is like we think, okay, now the pressure's off him, and he goes right back to doing the same old thing.
It's a shame.
It's like, so I with this season being the way it is, it's like we can't afford to wait for him to find his stroke.
No. We
have to cover our bets.
And I think when you get that extra help, he is going to find his stroke because he'll be mentally more.
Yeah. And you know what they always say, competition always brings out everybody.
The best in your team. Oh, without a doubt.
Oh yeah. It's like, if you have another person who's sharing time with your position, while on the face of it, you might be saying, hey, whatever it is for the team to work, inside, they're saying, I'm going to show them that I can do this. Now, it either will work for certain players or will hurt certain players. because they
Yeah.
might get more pressure on themselves. So it
Right.
really all depends on what kind of personality they have, whether they use it as their, their fuel, or they put more pressure on themselves and they don't
That's where I
realize.
think having Buck is so valuable. I think he's going to keep everything even
Yeah.
level, you know?
I wish I was a fly on the wall in
Oh
the
my God.
clubhouse. Just like, what does anybody say anything? Does he say anything?
Oh
Has
yeah.
has anybody thrown some yeah.
Yeah.
So we
So we'll see. And
will,
now we got a big day tomorrow, of course, with Keith Hernandez.
yes. So
Finally
we'll
getting long overdue, getting his number retired. That'll be great.
touch base on that then the next time, and
Yeah. And the rest
we'll-
of the Marlins series, and then
Yep.
the preview or whatever happens with the Braves. We'll see.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, till next time.
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's
Let's
go
go
Mets.
Mets.
And if you like
Please
our
press
content, we
like.
hope you do like and subscribe.
Till next time.
Yes. Take care, man. Have a good one.
Take care. You too.
Thanks. Yep.